Hi, my name is Stephen Ungaro, and today we're going to be covering a basic overview of Curbside, a 2 to 4 player game co-designed by me and Danielle Reynolds, who also did the illustrations. In Curbside, the players are rideshare drivers competing against one another to increase their star rating and make the most money by picking up and dropping off passengers looking for a ride. We have a 4-player game just about set up here with the passenger cards, meeples, and drop-off tokens already placed and the player dashboard set up in front of each player. After all the other players have picked up their first passenger, the first player will place their car on the board, pick up their passenger, and they're ready to begin the game. The game is played over a series of turns, beginning with the first player and going clockwise around the table as players move their cars, refill gas, pick up new passengers, and drop them off to earn money as quickly as they can, perhaps even driving recklessly along the way. On their turn, a player may spend a number of action cubes up to their star rating to take actions. Everyone starts the game with a star rating of 3 and therefore 3 action cubes. That star rating will increase after dropping off each of their first 2 passengers, allowing them to take more actions later in the game. Let's take a look at a few quick examples of how to play. The pink player here is ready to take their first turn. They decide to spend an action cube to move 1 space, another to move 3 spaces, and they want to get a left turn in there. They'll lower their gas by 7, 1 for moving forward 1 space, and 6 for moving forward 3. Turning doesn't cost any gas. On the player board, they'll move forward 1 space, stopping at the stop sign as required. Then they'll combine their next 2 actions to move forward 1 space, take that left turn, and move forward 2 spaces for a total of 3 spaces. But players don't always have to drive so cautiously. Let's take a look at another example. The yellow player here wants to drop off their green passenger, but this one-way street is really making it difficult. On their turn, a player may take one of the reckless driving options shown here on the right side of their dashboard, such as running a stop sign or dropping off a passenger without stopping. This player decides to drive the wrong way down a one-way street. Now, they don't have enough gas to move, so first they're going to take 2 cubes to refill their gas. They're going to spend 1 cube to move forward 2 spaces, spending 3 gas, and moving down the one-way street, successfully dropping off their first passenger. But whenever a player takes a reckless driving option, they do also need to take a reckless driving ticket worth negative points at the end of the game. After a player has taken their 3rd ticket, the reckless driving options are no longer available to them. Let's take a look at one last example. Later on in the game, this blue player is already at a 4-star rating and has just dropped off their 2nd passenger. That means they've unlocked their 5th action cube, as well as a hazard marker. Once a hazard marker has been unlocked, the player must place it immediately on the board at a coordinate of their choosing. The hazard markers will slow players down a little bit through the game, or as I like to think of it, give them more opportunities to drive recklessly. The 5th action cube that the player unlocked is available immediately for use. And that's a few examples of how to play Curbside. Players will have to make the choice to drive recklessly or safely, fast or slow, and decide which passengers they'll pick up along the way, earning more points for longer rides, but taking more time. Players will continue to take turns until one player has dropped off their 4th passenger. Then every player gets 1 more turn and the game ends. Players will tally up the total amount of money earned on their passenger card and subtract the total loss from reckless driving tickets. The player who earned the most money at the end is the winner.